Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way, if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way. If you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous, did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments, get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.
Yo, what's good, y'all? What's the word? What's going on, man? How everybody doing out there? Y'all already know what it is, man. We are back again, and it's time for the Thursday banger. It's time for the Thursday banger, y'all. That's a lock. It's time for the Thursday banger, and I got one. I keep a banger at all times. But like I always say before I start these videos off, man, I have no problem delivering this content to everybody that's out there working hard, working a 9 to 5, everybody that's out there with their own business, getting to that bag the legit way. I make sure y'all got something to watch, man. I promise y'all there's no problem on my end. I also have no problem making sure I'm warning y'all and telling y'all about how dangerous prison is. I only ask for one thing in the process, though, and that's for y'all just stay out the way, man. I'm just giving y'all the real count, man. Like, you know, when I tell y'all stay out the way, I really mean it, man. I don't want to see y'all go through what I've been through, man. Like, going to jail is so lame. I'm telling you, man. Like, the dudes that I talk to on the phone now that's in prison, like, I talk to Rudy, man. Rudy just been gone forever, so it's not lame with him. But, like, when I talk to my other friends, like, that's in jail, like, it's not a good look, man. Like, it's not a good look to put yourself back in that predicament, man, because, like, going to jail at our age, man, like, you can really see it on a person, man. You can hear it on a person, man. Like, you can hear that he wish he never would have made these mistakes, man. But, like, it's too late when you in that predicament, man. You got to go through that situation, man. You got to go through being locked up with them young maniacs, man. You got to be the unk. You got to be the dude that's the old head now. You might got to try to make an example, and you might get beat up by the young dudes. Like, it be so much stuff that's against somebody that's my age going back to prison, man. Like, we got to change it up, man. And I'm not just talking to the dudes that's my age. I'm talking to the young dudes too, man. Like, going to prison is not where it's at, man. I'm telling y'all, man, it's not where it's at, man. It's the stupidest thing in the world, man. If I knew it was so stupid, I would have never got in trouble 20 some years ago, man. I'm telling y'all, man. So I'm just basically letting everybody know right now, man. If you're out here doing the wrong thing, man. If you're out here wilding out for no reason, no money is involved, stop what you're doing right now, man. Turn your life around and just stay out the way, man. That's all I'm trying to say. Period. But y'all already know what it is, man. This is the Thursday banger. So when y'all do this one, like, shot scraps on y'all. Let's go. But it's time for business. Time for business, y'all. And the story I got for y'all today is called He Blamed His Roommate. Part 1. Crazy story, crazy situation, but we are aware, people. We in penitentiary, man, where crazy things happen all the time. I'm telling y'all, man, you have people in there that will put themselves in a predicament where they know they don't need to be responsible for situations, man, but they will put themselves in those situations, and when everything goes wrong, man, it's violence, man. Like me, I learned a lesson to not to be responsible for other people's stuff, man. Like, I learned that early in my being, but a lot of people don't. A lot of people come in and think that, yeah, I'm cool with him and this and that, and we gonna be, and you end up being responsible for something that you put your name on, and next thing you know, they want their stuff, man. It never turns out good, man. I'll be honest with y'all, man. So, with that being said, though, we on Lawrenceville for this, y'all. We on Lawrenceville. And we on 30 building for this one, y'all. We in 30 building. And it was crazy, man, because around this time in 30 building, man, like, the pod was lit, man. What could I say, man? There's nothing else to say, Max. Anybody, man. The pod was lit around this time when I was on Lawrenceville, man. I'm talking about everybody was trying to do something, man. Everybody was trying to have some motion. Everybody was trying to get on the phone, get in contact with their people, get something to get in contact with their people, get some money sent in. Like, that was the goal for everybody, man. Like, when I was in 33 around this time, man, like, I had a cell phone. It was so many people in that block that had a phone, y'all. I'm talking about, like, it wouldn't be nothing to be in your cell, because that's where everybody would be at. It was wild in my pod. Like, everybody wouldn't even be out in the pod unless they downstairs cooking, making something to eat, man. I promise you, man, my pod was so lit, it'll be times that I will come to my door, look out the cut, and see that there's nobody on the phone. I'm talking about the wall phones. Nobody on the wall phones. And it's really nobody in the pod. Some of the old dudes playing pinochle, couple dudes playing poker. You know what I mean? Few dudes at the microwave game. Nobody used to be around, man. I'm telling you, you know why? Because everybody's ducked off using the jacks. Now, everybody didn't have a jack, but it was so many people that had access to using a jack, man. Just say me. I'm from Norfolk, man. I got the phone, man. Of course, I'm gonna look out for my dudes from Norfolk and let them use the jack. Same with every other city. Same with every other person that had homeboys. Like, it was just like, you know what, man? Who got the stuff? Who got the la-la? Man, I'm gonna go get on the phone and get my numbers. It was a phone for somebody to use everywhere in there, man. I'm telling y'all, man. Like, it was just a real relaxed situation around this time, man. It was like, you know, I'm still learning how you do. I'm still learning how you bid on Lawrenceville, but at the same time, though, like, just witnessing all these phones in here was crazy. So, like, you know, it used to be people that come in the joint, man, and, like, you know, a lot of people will see what's going on, and they'll see that dudes is living this type of way, man, and they'll want the same type of situation. You know what I mean? They'll want the same thing. Now, I was in the cell with this dude from Chesapeake around this time, man. We're gonna call him P. But P was a cool dude. I ain't gonna lie, man. He was cool. Like, you know, me and him was rocking. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when he first moved in the junk, like, he didn't have a phone, but he ended up getting his own phone. So I had a phone, he had a phone. We both in the cell with two phones. Like, junk was crazy. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, everything was straight. He had his TV, he had everything he needed. He go to commissary. Me and him was big. Me and him was bitten, man. So everything used to be straight. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I kind of like rocking with dude. You know what I mean? Like, he stayed out my way. I stayed out his way. If he needed some privacy, I'd dip off. If I come in the room and see that he got his homies up there, you know what I mean? I'll just come grab something, holler at them for a second, and I'll leave. You know what I mean? Like, he showed me the same respect. So, like, me and bro kind of was like perfect roommates around this time, man. So, like, man, P was a dude that didn't really like the, you know, like, he didn't really like no drama. Like, you know what I mean? He was the type of dude like me slightly, man. Like, you know, I'm the type of dude that I kind of like, you know, I like giving advice, not even really if it's advice. Like, you know, if I see you doing something wrong, bro, I'm gonna speak on it. Just like if I'm doing something wrong, I want you to speak on it. Like, I'm one of them type of friends. So, like, you know what I mean? I see that he used to do that with his homeboys. Like, you know, his three homeboys that would come to the cell, like, you know, none of them had a cell phone. You know what I mean? None of them had a cell phone. Why? Because they homeboy got a cell phone. And, like, that's the wrong mindset to have when you coming on a block that got a lot of cell phones. Your mindset's supposed to be, man, let me use my homeboy cell phone to be able to get my own cell phone, because it's nothing like your own cell phone. People mindset don't be like that, man. You have so many dudes, like, just like the people that I was naming, the people that's around that be using everybody's phone. Like, people be content with using everybody's phone, man. You know why? They'll never have to buy a jack, y'all. So boom. You have some dudes be like, man, I don't need a phone to be boo loving and doing all of that, man. I just want to get my numbers, da da da. So they rather just use your joint to do that, man. So, like, that wasn't my mindset, or that wasn't my homeboy P mindset. That was my selling. So, like, we was on trying to get some money. We was on trying to find a bag. We trying to put something together, like, you know, but it takes time sometimes. You know, we fishing. We call fishing is when you just try to just dial numbers and meet people, and you know what I mean? We was on all type of madness, man. You know what I mean? He was on a dating app. I would never get jiggy with that. I ain't gonna lie. He used to mess with that, but I wouldn't do it. But for the most part, man, everybody chilling. Like I said, everybody's cool in this junk, man. So P, like I said, he had three friends he used to rock with. You know what I mean? He had three friends he used to rock with, man. So I remember when one of his homeboys ended up coming in our block. So his homeboy came in the block. At first, I ain't no dude. I just ended up coming in my cell one day, and it was four dudes, including my roommate in the cell. So it was a lot of people in there. So when I walked in, I seen it. I'm like, no use. I'm used to the regular three. You know what I mean? So I walk in, I'm like, he's like, oh, what's up? Hey, Weezy, hey, look, let me introduce you to my homeboy, man. It's Nate, man. It's Nate. I'm like, Nate? I was like, what, you just move over here? He was like, yeah, they just moved me over here, man. Yeah, they just moved me over here, man. I just got on the account. I was in 60 building. Then they moved me over here. I was like, well, all right, what's up, bro? Weezy, man. He was like, all right, that's what's up. I'm like, what you got going on? He was like, nothing. So they were chilling, getting ready to mess with the la-la. So I was like, all right, I grabbed my little bowl, grabbed my stuff. I was like, bro, I'm gonna holler at y'all, man. Good meeting you, bro. So I peeled out. So when I dip, I go downstairs. My homeboy down there making something to eat. So I go down there, I'm getting in line with him in the microwave. I'm trying to make my stuff. So I'm down there like by the sink area, prepping my stuff, getting my stuff right. And another dude walked up. So when he walked up, he was like, what's up, Weezy? I was like, what's good, bro? I was like, hey, look, you got a new roommate? I asked him that because I knew his cell was empty. He was like, nah, I ain't getting no roommate. I said, yeah, my celly just told me his homeboy just moved in the junk, bro. That's what I was trying to figure out. He was like, nah, he ain't going. I said, he went in the cell with Rock. Now, we gonna call dude Rock, man. Now, Rock was a serious individual. Of course, he realized that he was on Lawrenceville. Of course, he realized that, you know, Lawrenceville has its perks, its suite, phones, la, whatever you want, you know what I mean? It's available. You just got to be able to stay out the way and don't get kicked off the camp. That's what he already knew. So even though we knew Rock was a maniac in hibernation, like, still though, he was still someone to take serious, but Rock was in the game too. You know what I mean? Like, Rock was from the you know what I mean? Like, Rock used to get the money and, you know what I mean, get the D block and be moving around doing him. That's what he used to do, man. Everybody in there used to try to have motion, y'all. That's my word. Everybody in that junk, man. So like, that's what was going on with Rock. So when he told me he moved in with Rock off the rip, I knew Rock got that. So back to what I was telling y'all in the beginning, like I told y'all, like it be so many people that be having access to use these phones. The dude Nate was about to be one of them, y'all. So boom. So when I looked over at their cell, I see Rock had his cut up. Rock kept the cut up, you know what I mean? So I didn't see Rock. Me and Rock would talk from time to time. He was somebody that was on a higher level like me, you know what I mean? He wasn't on Sussex 2, but he was on Buckingham, another higher level. So me and him would kick it from time to time. Happy that we made it to Lawrenceville, whatever the case, man. But Rock, he gave you a slight intimidation factor type of look, man, because he had a little weight to him. He was a little taller than me. He was a bald head dude. And he just never really smiled, man. Like, I never really seen that man smile like that. I ain't gonna lie. Like, everything about him was serious. You know what I mean? Like, he'll be serious with it, man. Like, I remember I had to stop Rock from beating up the dude that was making the charger cords. And Rock had gave dude his universal adapter to make, you know what I mean? Because when you got the cell phones, y'all, like, you gotta have a way to charge your phone. Now, you can be like, yo, I'm gonna borrow my homeboy junk, or you can make your own junk. Now, universal adapters was something that they stopped selling because it was definitely, they knew, because it was definitely something that the police knew that was charging phones. So they stopped selling that. So if you was still somebody that had that, it was a boss item. So Rock had that junk. You know what I mean? So everybody didn't have that junk. They weren't even selling it no more. Rock gave his junk to the white dude, man, to charge his junk up but he can use his cell phone. Man, I promise you, man, the white dude messed it up. He messed it up. That's my word. He messed it up, man. As soon as he messed it up, man, Rock went right down to his cell, took the junk right back to him. White dude slept downstairs right by the cleaning closet, man. Rock went right down here, told the dude, snap. Everybody in the park can hear it. You know what I mean? He snapped. Man, you broke my universal adapter. What's wrong with you, man? You gonna fix this? You gonna pay for this or fix it? One or the other. I want my money. You gonna pay for it or fix it? One or the other. So the white dude like, hey, I try to fix it. White dude trying to explain, you know what I mean, what he did, whatever the case. It won't work it, man. My word, Rock came out the cell. He went upstairs to another dude that he know, and he tried to put it in dude phone to charge it, and it wasn't working. It wasn't working, man. So like it came to find out that the charger, the junk wasn't working. It was broke. Man, that man went bananas. When he found out that the junk didn't work for his homeboy junk, man, he went down that junk, man. He snapped on the dude again. He told him, if you don't have my money by store day or get your peoples to send us money, man, by store day, man, I gotta have you, man. I gotta have you. But just hearing how angry he was, seeing his face, and just seeing the spit fly out his mouth while he was snapping, man. Man, that man was really looking like a lunatic, y'all. So boom. But the white dude ain't want no beef though, man. The white dude, you know, he responsible. He broke dude junk, you know what I mean? He did the honorable thing and paid for it. Now, it was still a bad thing that he broke it because it's no more universal adapter. But at the same time though, the white dude paid his money, man, because he was the last person to touch it, man. So I respect that about dude, you know what I mean? Rock let it go. You know what I mean? But I never forgot that though. You know what I mean? I was like, man, Rock went bananas on dude, man. Like he had looked angry, like he was ready to put his hands on dude. Rock had looked crazy, man. But for real though, dudes be in love with that, man. Like that be all a dude have is them cell phones, y'all. Them cell phones is what dudes be in love. I'm talking about, man, like don't mess with nobody's cell phone, man. You better off messing with somebody's girl than messing with somebody's cell phone in prison, y'all. So boom. To anybody, I mean that, man. And Rock was one of them dudes, man. He ain't play about that junk, man. He was real careful about how he do his thing, man. Like they had this one dude that slept in the handicap around this time, and I can talk about this because he was the dude that was holding the spot. He had the spot, you know what I mean? The handicaps had the spots. I don't know how, and I know them joints that got tore off, but I think their walls were soft. So dudes was able to like just use a regular razor and like go in the wall and make a little slot. So that was only in the handicap room. So dudes used to charge dudes to hold their jumps on institutional lockdowns and stuff like that because he would always beat them. You know what I mean? He would put the piece back up there, paint it real nice, make it look real good. I'm talking about this because it had been tore off several times, man. Jack Bauer found that jump ASAP. You already know that. But before he found it, though, it was like a perfect spot. So everybody would use it. Everybody would use it on the institutional lockdowns. So I ain't even gonna lie. Now that Rock got a roommate, you know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure the dude, Nate, man, he got to know how to move because he's in a cell with a lunatic. I hope he knows that, man. So after me and bro had kicked it for a minute at the microwave, I go back upstairs. My roommate and them was just coming out. You know what I mean? So they come out the jump, man. P and them come out. So he see me. I see the dude, Nate, again. He go downstairs to his cell. So I tell my roommate, I'm like, what's up? Everything good? He like, yeah. He was like, man, that jump crazy, though. Because he was like, you know, after I showed him my phone, man, He was like, man, you know, he want one bad. He want one bad. I was like, for real? He was like, yeah. So around this time right here, y'all, it was February. It was going on February. It was like the end of January. It was a brand new year. It was like the end of January. So February was about to hit. So around this time right here, I ain't gonna lie, like a lot of inmates, they receive a lot of love when it's tax time. You know what I mean? When them taxes come out, people be sending people money, like, you know, because people got money to just throw off real fast. They're like, just fuck off real quickly. I can send you a couple $100, $200-$300. You got some dudes be like, look, I don't want nothing, man. Just give me $250 or give me $300 if I can buy this phone. You know what I mean? I'm trying to go half for somebody. I need this, da 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 da. So that's all dudes be asking for around this time. So when bro dipped out after I went back upstairs, he had told me that his man wanted a phone. Of course, everybody wants a phone once they use it. But I'm saying in my mind, like, you know, I wonder if Rock gonna let him use the junk. So it was lockdown time. So everybody locked down. My roommate came back upstairs. When he came back into the room, I was like, yo, you think Rock gonna let him use the jack? He was like, man, I was thinking the same thing though. He was like, but I ain't even tell him that Rock had a phone because it ain't my business. I was like, yeah, that was a good move, bro. Don't tell him Rock got no phone, bro. We got a bank Rock maniac ass. He was like, yeah, nah, I ain't tell that nigga shit. He was like, but I guess he gonna find out because he was like, you know, Rock love talking to the fucking on the phone. You know what I mean? Rock love talking on the damn phone. So I'm like, man, shit. Hopefully he can get in the game with Rock. You know what I mean? I was like, because, you know, Rock ain't gonna be petty to his roommate. That's what I'm thinking. He's like, yeah, I don't think so either. So when count that cleared, you know what I mean? We had went out in the pod. I had seen the dude Nate, you know what I mean? So I had looked up and seen him and my roommate going back into the cell. So I had to go back up there and get something. I went back up the steps and went in the cell. When I walked in the junk, he was like, hey, Weezy, hey, look. He was like, man, look, man. He was like, goddamn, guess what? I was like, what? He was like, Nate about to get a phone. I'm like, what? He was like, yeah. He was like, I already hollered that dude in the 4 building. He was like, yeah, I'm about to go holler at dude in the 4 building when we go eat. You know what I mean? And still got them jobs. But he was like, his peoples, he was like, you know, Rock let him use the jack. His people said they got some money for him. You know what I mean? I'm like, for real, man? You about to get one already? You just got me? He like, man, I've been trying to get one. But, you know, they told me to wait till the taxes come out. So he was like, they about to get their taxes back. So I already know they going to throw me, man. So, yeah, I'm about to get my own phone. I was like, all right, bro. That's what's up. I said, bro, just be careful with that junk, bro. Don't treat that junk like it's nothing, bro. Treat that junk like it's a family member, bro, that you really care about, bro. Better yet, treat it like it's a baby. You know what I mean? He was like, I hear you, bro. I'm gonna be on point. Well, I'm gonna be on point. You know what I mean? So, like, that go to show you, like, how many phones were just floating around this time, man. Like, my roommate got a phone. I got a phone. His roommate got a phone. Like, it's phones everywhere, y'all. So, boom. It was crazy, man. But it definitely was phones everywhere, man. It was definitely phones everywhere. But that's just how it is. So, bro went on, did his due diligence, hollered at his peoples. He used to get on his, he used to get on P jump and he'll get on Rock jump. He'll get on the phone, you know what I mean, take care of his business. His peoples finally sent the money. So his people sent the money, gave it to my roommate. My roommate went outside, made the play. The dude told him come outside. That dude told him he'll send it to him at dinner. So we went to dinner. That's when he went and got the phone for Nate. So when he come back, I come back in from the child hall. I walk in, him and Nate is upstairs programming the joint. So you gotta, when you get a phone, you gotta call your peoples, tell them, you know what I mean, get you an unlimited card, and they gotta scratch the joint off from the back gate, just something like the green dot. Send you the numbers on the back, then you can activate your phone, you know what I mean, get the unlimited plan. You can, you know what I mean, this before all that, the internet, you know what I mean, like, I'm pretty sure they had the internet, but I didn't have internet, you know what I mean, so like, we got flip phones and all that stuff, so like, this before all of that, so, you know what I mean, bro getting connected. Bro about to be online, man. I seen the excitement in his body. Pause. Like he was just, you know what I mean? You get the feeling yourself when you got there. You like, you know what I mean? He feeling good. He about to get his jack right. My roommate was hooking him up, putting it together for him. You know what I mean? Showing him how to do the joint. He was just sitting there looking right. So after he got his joint, he was like, yeah, bro. Like, yeah, he feel good. I was like, yeah, bro. I said, bro, I was fast, bro. You got to jump fast. He was like, no. He was like, man, but I got to be careful. I said, look, bro, this is what you do. I said, bro, look, your sweatpants? He was like, yeah. I said, take your sweatpants over the popcorn, bro, and get his roommate, man, to make you the jump for the pocket. You know what I mean? He was like, for real? I was like, yeah, bro. I said, his roommate the one to make the pockets, bro. I said, get your pocket made, bro. He was like, for what? I said, bro, the pocket is where you put your jacket. You know what I mean? I said, you want to have your jacket on you at all times. My roommate was like, yeah, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, look, bro. You know what I mean? I showed him my sweats. I was like, but I got these on my sweats. I said, I got it on a pair of boxes and I got it on my scrubs. You know what I mean? Now, if the police find the joint and they shake you down, they're going to see that pocket. You know what I mean? Now, this is all purposes for you to just have on you because when they used to shake you down, when you coming out of child hall, they be like, they not hitting you in your nuts and all of that. Everybody had their jack right there in the pod. You know what I mean? So, like, that was when people held their jacket. So, he was like, all right, I'm going to get it done. I'm going to get it done, man. So, he was like, man, that's what's up, man. I'm going to holler at y'all, man. So, Nate dipped out. You know what I mean? Nate went back to his cell, man. We looked. He went to his cell. So, I'm like, man, I know Rock gonna be happy he got his own phone. My roommate P was like, yeah, bro. He was like, because you know, Rock love them phones, bro. Rock ain't trying to really share. I was like, man, dude shouldn't have to share. You know what I mean? I'm like, now, if you go half with your roommate, then yeah, y'all sharing. But I'm like, bro, listen, it's too many phones in here, man, for everybody that want to use a phone, not to have a damn phone, y'all. So boom. So I was happy for Nate. I ain't gonna lie. I was happy for Nate. And Nate looked like he was happy for his damn self, man, because he stayed in the room all the rest of the day. He was in that bitch locked in. Him and Rock. He called me to his door. I go to his door. He like, look at these niggas. Look at these niggas. I go to their door and look. That junk was dark as hell, that bitch. I look. All you see is Rock legs. He behind the cut. All you see is Rock legs. Then you look up. He done made him a cut. He behind the cut. Both of these guys on the jack rocking, y'all. So boom. I said, man, they wildin', man. I said, man, they ain't that junk. Them niggas, they'll never come back out, bro. They love that phone. He's like, yeah, I know, man. I know, man. They love that junk. I was like, bro, listen, that phone had you like that. So everything was smooth. Everything was running good. Everybody on the junk using the phone. Everybody lit. Everybody feeling happy. You know what I mean? Everybody's feeling great in the pod, man. There's too many phones to have access to not to be feeling great. You can be able to run anybody down on the street. You can, man. Just imagine that, y'all. Just imagine the dudes that's doing time. Imagine the dudes that watch my video right now that's doing time. Like, just imagine if you had a phone at your act like all day. That's how I was in 33 pod at the moment, man. So like, now that Nate got one, man, just added on to the people who got phones in the junk. So everything was going great all the way up until one day, man. This was one morning too. This was like a morning. I didn't go to the gym on this day right here. We'll have the gym with our whole building. Like this when they was doing the out, like, yo, 40 building got the gym, 30 building got the gym, 50 building. We went to the gym with our whole building. Usually they just do one part out of each building. That's where you would go. The ones that go together, the twos that go together, the threes that go together from each building. That's how they would do the gym. But this is back in the beginning where our whole building would go to the gym. So I didn't go to the gym today. You know what I mean? I stayed in. It was the morning time. I didn't go. So as I'm standing on the top tier, I hear everybody coming back in. The door open up. Everybody coming back in. Everybody rushing back in the joint. I look. I see the dude Nate coming back in. So the dude Nate coming back in. I see my roommate pulling him like, yo, come on, bro. Chill out, man. Come on, man. Nate kind of like about a little shorter than me, brown skin dude with a little low cut. You know what I mean? He didn't look like he was a threat to nothing. You know what I mean? But that don't mean anything. He's standing at the door wolfing at somebody. My roommate pulling him back. So when I see the joint, I'm like, I come down the steps. I'm like, I get to the front door. I'm like, P, what's up, bro? Everything good? He like, yeah, everything good. Everything good, Weez. I'm like, man, you sure, bro? He was like, yeah, everything good. I'm like, man, it's crazy. So as he's saying that, it's another dude, some dudes from the red team. They come to the door. They're like, yo, what's up? What's good? So my roommate like, man, chill, man. So I see it's one of the dudes from Norfolk that's on the red team. So I look, I'm like, you know, I don't be trying to be in too many people's business, but like I told y'all, it'd be a lot going on for some nonsense to ruin everything. So I'm like, so I see him like, what's up, bro? You like, oh, what's up? Who is? Hey, nah, look, who that, right? You know him. Hey, look, bro, tell him we got a hound, bro. Tell him we got a hound. So they just came up in the jump. So they came up in the jump. My roommate's still pushing bro back. Nate backing up like this. So they come up in the pod. It's two of them, you know what I mean? Two red team members. One of them a dude from the north. One of them a dude from Norfolk. So they're like, yeah, what's up? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? He like, man, look, what's up? What y'all gonna do? What y'all gonna do? The police was like, man, y'all better stop that. The lady come to the jump, came on the intercom. Y'all better stop. And y'all better get out this pod. Y'all better get out this pod. That's what y'all better do. Y'all better get out this pod. So like, man, forget that, man. Forget that, man. Yeah, forget that. So they get to moving back and forth with each other. And the lady finally let them out. The dudes dipped out. You know what I mean? So it wasn't a fight. It wasn't a fight, which I was happy that it wasn't a fight, man. But that'll make you hot sometime, man. Like the lady, they'll still tell behind the scenes. You know what I mean? If they tell behind the scenes, it's stuff that the COs still can do. Run down on you, come check on you, just see if you straight, anything. Either way, man, it wasn't a good thing that this happened. Now, I didn't like that he argued in public like that without no action. Like, at least, bro, get some action in. Like, all you had to do is, shh, let's go in the cell and fight. That's all he had to do. Like, you ain't got to do a whole lot. But that's what he decided to do. They just went back in the cell and locked down for count. So my roommate came in. I was like, yo, what the freak happened? When he came in, we got locked in the cell. He was like, man, he was out there arguing with some dudes, man. And the red team member was talking junk because he saw he know him from the street. It was some BS, bro. I was trying to stop him. I got a jack on me. He got his jack on him. We down that junk. I was like, bro, y'all wildin', bro. I was like, y'all wildin'. He was like, no, man. I know, man. It was like, yo, stand for count. Stand for count. Like, we know how they be counting. Like, you know, they don't never really be on time when they be count time. This time they on time when it's count. So I go to the door, I'm like, they counting already. I'm like, dude, I already told him when you see something like that, be on point. So I'm already one of them Lawrenceville veterans slightly that I kind of know this already. So I'm like, yo, bro, tighten up, bro. He was like, wow, I said, bro, they counting already, bro. Look, it's 10:30 on the dot. He He grabbed his job, like, yeah, this be on point, bro. I was like, I'm just gonna flush my joint. They come in the jump, bro. He was like, you think they gonna come in? I was like, I don't know. The freaking red team here, man. They about to rumble. Ain't no telling what they about to do. So they counted fast. They counted. They left. They finished the whole bill. The next thing you know, me and bro talking. So I'm talking to bro. Like, yeah. So bro get up and go to the door. He was like, oh. He looked. He was like, yo. I was like, what? He was like, look. I go there and look. Man, my word, I didn't even hear them do all this. I look. Man, they got Rock and the dude Nate handcuffed. They got both of them handcuffed, yo. I'm like, oh. I'm looking, I'm like, this junk crazy, man. I'm like, I'm not even thinking about the phone. I'm not thinking about Rock phone, Nate phone, and none of that. I'm just in shock. I'm like, police down there, they got them sitting on the table, they in their room. You know what I mean? So they ransack and they jump. So we all on the door, everybody looking. Police come out the jump. He's like, who is this? He had a little small bag. The bag looked like it was little. It didn't look like it was nothing in it at all. But it was some tobacco. We soon to find out. He was like, who joint is this? He was like, who bag is this? Rock was like, man, it ain't nothing but a cigarette, man. They was like, man, who is it? He was like, it's mine, man. He was like, all right, come on. I looked up, they taking Rock like this, Rock like.
Get your money, don't care who judge. Stay out the way, surround yourself with nothing but love. Stay out the way if you a gangster, killer or thug. Stay out the way, put your faith in the man above. Stay out the way, chill with your family, siblings and blood. Stay out the way, kick it with your girl, forget hit in the club. Stay out the way, mind on your money, ain't no switching it up. Stay out the way, stand out the way, what you thought that it was. Stay out the way, if you stuck down on your luck, not feeling righteous. Did a petty crime, just looking for some excitement. Now your name on affidavits and court indictments. Get paid for a lot, but your freedom is priceless. You did the crime, you do the time, don't let it surprise you. Real stories from the heart, just to open your eyes up.